Tyler, here we are, mate. We're at a Memorial Day, and our condolences go out to Ron Whelan and his family. Unfortunately, we're here for the passing of Ron, and as a tribute, as a car day, he's done a lot for the car community.
He has.
Yeah,
and
so
you can just tell that. Well, look at how many cars are here. Look at how many people.
It's absolutely massive, isn't it? And I don't know what to say. I think it's just great to see the car communities come out for this and just to pay tribute to what he's done. He's been the co-founder of many of the clubs on the Gold Coast. He's done so much for over the time for the Surfers Paradise drag racing, Willowbank drag racing, all over Australia in the car community. He's been part of it. And it's just, our respect goes to Ron. Mm-hmm. So while we're here, though, we'll have a chat to some of the people and about their cars, because I know that's definitely what he'd want to know and hear about today as well.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? What do you want to go check out?
Oh, maybe Handful.
You want to see Handful?
Yeah, it's looking a little bit different today. A little bit different to how we usually see it.
Well, because it doesn't have a massive blower hanging out the bonnet?
Yeah.
It's on street duties, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let's get out there and have a chat to a few people and check out some cars.
Yeah, let's do it.
See the crowd here. Everyone's here to pay their tributes to Ron, and he's done a lot for the car community, and you can just see by the amount of people that have turned out here today for this. Chris, mate, you're here today. Now this car, I believe, was actually built by Ron Whelan?
Yeah, back in the 70s, Dad had a service station at Mermaid Beach called the Ampol at Mermaid Beach. That's why he's got the mural. When Dad started building the car, Ron lived across the road. He originally painted the car originally. Helped my dad with the building and restoring it. The car actually came out of an old farm chook shed from West Burleigh, and Ron helped Dad build the car. He did it, and another chap by the name of Ray Sparks did the original mule on it, the Apple's Mermaid, and he's a bit upset with me at the moment because it's got a decal of the Apple's Mermaid on it, so he reckons he's going to repaint it originally with the airbrush mural of the car. But no, Ron had a big part of this car. He was a good mate of my dad's. Like I said, I grew up as a kid straight across the road from his house. Many stories have happened over there.
I believe you might have had your first accident at his place. Was that what we were talking about earlier?
Yeah, I did.
I'm going to make you admit to that now.
Yeah, I am. I was 16 years old, and it was at the end of an Ampol series, and I'd gone back to Ron Whelan's house, and a chap turned up. I'm not sure who it was, and he turned up with his car, and he said, Ron said I can park the car out there. Chris Hages, can you move his car out? So I said, 16-year-old, I'll get in there and move it. And I was reversing out. It was on a corner on the Gold Coast Highway, and a guy had a few beers, and he's going, yeah, you're right. And I reversed out, but it was an old HKT or G Ute of Ron's. It had a big turbo. And as I reversed out, a brand new HZ Statesman Caprice came around the corner, and I opened it up virtually from the front door to the back door with the tow bar, and he wasn't very impressed. Then Ron Whelan turns up as he's discussing it with me and having a bit of a go at me, and Ron just
Wasn't just discussing it, he was giving you a bit of a serve, wasn't he?
He's giving me a big serve, and Ron Whelan sort of walked up in the Ron Whelan way and just said, mate, who are you? He said, I'm such and such, and this is my car. This fucking... Oh, sorry. This guy's just done this, and he goes, well, I'd suggest that you shut the F up. Do you drink? And the guy went, yeah. He said, well, I'm Ron Whelan. He said, this is my house, that's my car. Okay, he has hit your car. Shut up. Go and have a beer. He said, I'll fix the car for you, and he'll pay for it, which I'm going, yeah, will I? But I did, and Ron kept it a secret from my dad for a little while. I paid him back, and he got me out of a predicament, but and he got me in quite a few predicaments too, but I won't talk about them. But no, he's been a dear old mate, and I'm going to miss him dearly, but that's what the yellow ribbon's in there for, his yellow Chev, and he's like my older brother, and like seeing his family and all that, it's been great. I'm going to miss him.
Mate, that's cool, and there's a lot of those stories happening today, I bet. Yeah. So back to the car itself, though. What's under the bonnet? And
it's a 1953 FX Holden, which is still the 4815. This is the last model. Dad built this in the 70s with Ron Whelan and Ray Sparks and a few people. He raced it, sold it, and then he found it as a wreck in the late 90s, got it back on the road, and then he passed away in 06. I bought it off Mum, and I've rebuilt it. A chap by the name of Mickey Atherwood, who's a legend in his own time, he rebuilt the engine, so it's still the old grey motor, which is the old 138. It's got the homemade manifold, which my dad made. He made that, in those days you couldn't buy a twin Weber manifold for a grey motor, but the motor's sort of built to its limit now, but it's still the original block, gearbox and everything, and front, rear end and everything that Dad raced in the 70s. Interior's the same. I've just virtually restored it in memory of my dad and Ronnie and everybody, and I keep driving it. I've raced at a few different events in memory of Dad and all his mates, and having a ball, keeping the dream alive.
So this was raced at Surface Paradise Dragway back in the day?
Yeah, back in the 70s, yep. 70s and the late... he stopped racing it in the early 80s when he sold it, but yep, as it is now, as you see it, that's how he raced it. There's still the same 13-inch wheels, 14-inch wheels on the back, and interior still all the same. So it's sort of stayed period correct to the time. I've just upgraded the wiring and built the motor to have fun.
Mate, that is a brilliant story, and thank you so much for telling that story today.
No, thank you. Gonna miss my buddy.
This is Victor Bray's first drag car, I believe, and just goes to show how many people Ron knew and touched the hearts of. So I think he's inside there in the cool. So just tell us, we got the poker run happening here for the Rebels Car Club. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Mate, and what's the day like? They've gone for a bit of a cruise?
Yeah, they started off down at BP Stapleton there, and a few various checkpoints up around Mount Tamarine and stuff like that, and I believe it's about a 100k run or something like that,
Yeah, right, and you're raising money today for
yeah,
fundraising?
Starlife Foundation, yep.
Just
Giving it back to the kids,
Just another brilliant thing the car community does.
Yeah, for sure.
Great work. Thanks, Rebels. G'day, Eddie. We're just having a look at your Bedford truck here, mate. This is a bit of an old rigger, mate. What's the go here?
Yeah, mate. It's an old Bedford, 1948. Done a bit of work to it, cut it down, and just for something different to be on the road. So yeah,
mate. What motor are we running in here?
It's actually a little 302 out of an XR8, and we got an XR8 as a parts car and used the diff and the steering and the motor out of it, and yeah, just changed it up a little bit.
Whacked a carby on top and good to go, eh?
Yeah, mate, C10 behind us, so we could get the steering in, because with the C10 C4s and that's normally on the driver's side, the starter motor. With the XR8s, it's on the left-hand side, so that's why we went with that. So, and then we just made a bell housing to suit, and yeah.
Okay, and you said originally these came out with a big 6-cylinder in them.
Yeah.
And also the history of this. It's got a bit of history. There's a bit of old sign writing still on there.
Yeah,
Tell us about that.
Yeah, used to cart Champion tractors down in Orange. That's where I picked it up from.
Right.
Yeah, had a 6 metre deck on the back for carting them. So, yeah, we just cut it down and made it into a ute.
Mate, and how long have you had it?
Bought it in September 2018. So, yeah, we only just sort of got it on the road.
And still a work in progress for you? A few more things to do?
Yeah, a few more little things to do, yeah.
Mate, appreciate you telling us about it, and mate, enjoy the day.
Same with you. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers.
Ray, we see this 66 Beetle, mate, getting around to all the shows. It's, mate, a bit of bling going on here, isn't there?
Oh, I like me chrome. Chrome gets you home, they say.
Yes.
Yeah, it's 1770 with a 120 cam in it. Just a single port, so I don't have to tune it and all the time. But yeah, no, she runs sweet. I've raced it down at Morgan Park out at Warwick.
Right.
Does 12:32 on the 1/8.
Mate, that's pretty good, because
So she's pretty quick for a little 4-cylinder.
they're not a heavy car either, are
It's
they?
only 800 kilos. Like I could show you at the front, like just turning the wheels by hand. You know, it is so light.
Right, and mate, how long have you had it?
10 years. I brought it as a wreck 10 years ago. Spent 5 years restoring it. I worked on it daily, and yeah, just done it on a budget. $9,000 finished on the road registered, and then I spent another $4,000 on this motor. But yeah, I've done everything myself. I got Subaru seats inside it, which I got free off the side of the road. Carpet, like that was $10 from the carpet shop. $30 for all the hood lighting material, $200 for the door panels, $10 for the steering wheel and Boss. So it was a budget build, you know. I'd done it on a dime.
Mate, it's amazing that you have.
That's why it took 5 years, because I just only could put a little bit of money into it here and there. Like I got the checkers under all the guards, like, you know, like detail to it. But yeah, we take it out every weekend. It's changed our life. We didn't do anything before, and now we go to a car show every weekend, somewhere from New South Wales to Rockhampton. You know, we don't care. We cruise. We drive it everywhere. We get asked, "Did you trailer that here?" Just laugh at them and say, "It's a drivable car. We drive it everywhere." You know.
Mate, that's what it's all about. That's great.
What it is, yeah.
So it's good to hear that. Like it's changed your life.
It
you know,
literally
as well.
has changed our life, mate.
Yeah,
literally.
that's a very cool story. And mate, you've always had a passion for cars, though.
Passion started with V-dubs when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
My sister's boyfriend had one, and I brought a wreck off him and built that up. And as soon as I got my licence, into it. Then I had beach buggies, combis. Then I gave the V-dubs up for many years and done the Holdens, EHs and EJs and Tiranas and things like that. But yeah, no, just back to the Volkswagens, what I know best.
Mate, that's brilliant, and I appreciate you coming on and having a bit of a chat and telling us about it.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate. Have a great day.
You too, guys. Cheers. Thank you.
So what's your thoughts, mate, of the day?
What a wonderful turnout was for him, in memoriam for him. So, so many people just goes to show how many people that he's touched the hearts of.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool to get Chris's story.
Yeah.
How good was that? And you could see, how heartfelt that story was.
Yeah, definitely. And how hot was it today?
Mate, it was
about
a killer.
as hot as an LS runs, right?
What? Well, this doesn't run hot. Hey, it's running cool now. We just changed the thermostat. Nugget Garage did that the other day, didn't you? You were there.
I was there to see the bill.
It was like running at like 85 degrees on the way here. That's not hot.
Hot enough.
Not as hot as today, but mate, it was a sweaty, hot day. Glad you were the one lugging the camera around all day, and I just had to, handle this mic. All right, let's go have, as Al would say, a few lemon squashes.
Let's do it. All right. Well, we got to sign off first. You got to tell them to subscribe. Got to tell them to like the video. Smash the subscribe button if you.
They're going to do that anyway, aren't they?
Oh, surely you'd think so.
They would have already done it.
Make sure you hit like if you like.
Have you already done it?
There's a fair few of us who hit like before you even watch. So
yeah,
kudos to you guys.
Get on it. Get on the website. You want a shirt? There's some shirts in there. Jump on there. You want a sticker? Jump on the website. What's the website address?
Overtakinglane.com.au. Jump on the Facebook, Instagram. Check it all out. Follow us everywhere.
Get on it.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, stay in that right lane. I don't know what she's saying.
I'll come right to the end.
Hang on, we're going to wait for Ian to get out of the shot. Hey, Ian. Come on, mate. Smile for the camera. Smile. You're all right, mate. You're all right.
You'll have to cut that.
We're going to put it in there now. Did you know there's an actual law in America, in one of the states, that says on a Sunday you're not allowed to have an ice cream in your back pocket? That's actually a law.